And now we go on with our marathon, global marathon, hearing more lessons. Now we have been talking about the essential resources. We have been talking about soil, we have been talking about water, we have been talking about all the different elements. But now we have to think about what's the methodology we are going to adopt to build prosperity, to make all of those innovation happen. So I want to introduce a lesson that is focused on the methodology of prosperity thinking. Prosperity thinking is a methodology that is very much based on the human-centered approach, including the Sustainable Development Framework. So starting thinking about humans and nature, a human nature-centered innovation, life-centered innovation. And here with us today, we have Professor Vignoli and Professor Massari that are going to talk about prosperity thinking.
Thank you, Sarah. It's a real pleasure to be here at the Heart Day, and I will present to you guys prosperity thinking. And here with me there is Sonia Massari. Ciao, Sonia.
Ciao. Hi, everybody.
So, my name is Matteo Vignoli, and I'm a co-founder of Future Food Institute. And today I will present prosperity thinking, our way to use food to regenerate the planet. Food, as you know, is one of the biggest industry and is valuated well over 13 trillion, and right now is experiencing disruptions. We know that the food system is responsible and also part of the solution. One of the disruption is that we are trying to create solution that makes our life as humans easier. And we want to, for example, make drinking water accessible to everyone. But unfortunately, that generates non-biodegradable waste that lasts over 1,000 years. And on the other side, we're trying to help the planet and heal it through food. As for example, in Thailand, there was created some fortified rice that was addressing food waste because was using seeds that were broken to actually reduce nutrition gaps. But that was unfortunately not perceived as real by rice consumers, and we had to take it out from the market. So as those two examples are showing you, is that when we introduce innovation in our system, we need to respect two boundaries, as Keith Raworth is showing us. A lower boundary, which is a social foundation, that means that a new product, a new service, a new innovation in the food system should actually, be accepted by people. On the other side, it should not exceed, an ecological ceiling. Otherwise, we are, destroying our planet. So there is a green zone where innovation is really in target for our future and sustainable. Here at Future Food, we are, we strive to make exponential positive change because we want to improve life on our planet through the food system. And we know that in order to achieve those kind of change, we need to think in systems and change our system, not only change our climate. In a way, we want to go for the cause, not for the consequence. In order to do that, we need to change the way we see innovation from marketing-centered innovation, so making people want things, to a combination of human and planet-centered. So maybe making things people want and making things planet wants, as we were seeing in the K-3 work model. This stands from recognition of the difference between ecosystem and ecosystem. In our school books, sometimes the food pyramid was presented with human beings on the top of the pyramid, and this is wrong. It's plainly wrong, as we now know that we are not part of an ecosystem where we can eat them all, but we are part of an ecosystem where actually if we throw away things, we are not really throwing away. We are actually throwing things here. So as we can say, if we throw things here, then they will come back in forms of any microplastics or pollution. So we are going to eat it again. So we need to move from human-centered to a combination of human and planet, and this is prosperity thinking, which is a methodology that we use to understand what is the zone of innovation we need to target. And this is encompassing a need to design a better food system to heal our planet. And that includes economic growth, but also social and environmental well-being. We move from design thinking to go beyond user-centered design to human and centered planet growth. In order to do that, we need to change the method that we're using. We need to build on new values that we share and have a new mindset, a new principle to make things happen. The method starts to understand what is the tension between people and planet, and define a challenge that is the start of the innovation journey. This challenge wants to keep in balance people and planet in a way that it's possible to target the green zone of innovation. When we understood this challenge, then we start the ideation and prototyping journey, and we test and analyze our ideas so that we are sure that in the long term, we are really regenerating and healing our planet. In brief, we are the generation that cannot say we didn't know. Future generations are looking at us in a way that will see us as the one that either decided to heal the planet or destroy the planet. I know which side I want to be, and I hope that you are also on my side. And in order to do that, we need to stand up from our sofa and take action. We need to also understand what it takes to see the world with a different eyes and change and make the action possible in our local environment. And for that, I ask Sonia to take on this challenge.
Thank you, Matteo. In the meanwhile that I'm going to share my presentation, I just want to say that I also know which side I want to be. And my personal statement is, of course, to use a design method for actually teach and learn differently about food and sustainability, and of course, to innovate that. So thank you so much for this introduction. I'm going in a way to complete your presentation by underlining the importance of design in food and sustainability sector for a new decade of change. My name is Sonia Massari, and my background, of course, is in design and design thinking as well. And I'm working with the Future Food Institute on directing the academic initiatives. So my point is that we no longer have resources, as you underline it. The world is burning, the food is changing, we must change too. And there is no more time for thinking about it. In the next years, in fact, we will see a revolutionary change that will require rethink of all our entire food system and the production, distribution, consumption, as well post-consumption side. So definitely the SDGs, the 17 SDGs provide us a great guideline, but we always need to think about it that everyone needs food. So it is time to re-examine both the role which human activities play on the planet and the relationship between food and humans. So while for years we got a gap in the knowledge, now we don't have excuse anymore. The situation is quite clear. We must simply understand that if we use our creativity, we can definitely face current uncertainties and we can develop positive and shared strategies without forgetting that the main ingredient is always the awareness and the action of the individuals, as you already mentioned, Matteo. So the point is that before starting talking about design, maybe we need to underline the fact that we need to approach to a new system thinking, and this system thinking should be in every sector for every actor. This is a new way of thinking. Maybe it's, instead of saying it's a new way of thinking, we can say that we need to deliver a new educational system, new training models for helping the people to achieve, to get the skills demands of tomorrow. So we need to identify and provide the right skills for new, existing, and also for coming jobs that will help us to go smoothly in the transition of greener economies. So we also have a potential huge employment potentiality that we can use it by also applying this kind of new system thinking mindset. So let's see what is inside of this design thinking and system thinking mindset. I decided to present it as a creative toolkit for sustainable natives. And for me, the sustainable natives are actually the people like the digital natives, the people who are born in a context, in a world, in a scenario in which everything it is designed to be easily sustainable. So we don't need to get effort when we decide to proceed for sustainable ways. So definitely we need to apply and to improve our cognitive flexibility. We need more creative approach. We need circular vision. We need transdisciplinarity. We need emotional intelligence. And definitely we need to apply all of those skills and competencies in our design methods. Let's go in depth to understand what does it mean cognitive flexibility. It means that we are totally, we live in a world full of dormant resources. The best resources are those visible but not seen. And what are those resources? Are our food, for example, are the water, the lands, but also the people, the competences, and as well the waste. Are dormant resources. We need to capture those and we need to give them a new values and help use them for innovative solution. A creative approach means not to see only problems, but see behind the problems the opportunities. This means to be able to identify what are the driver of change. And those driver of change are actually superpower. We can definitely find them and use them by using design thinking and design method to improve those and getting new solution. The circular vision, it's actually something that also Matteo mentioned. We were educated for a long time to see the food supply chain always in the same way, very linear way, like there's a production, distribution, commercialization, and consumption. But in reality, it doesn't exist. It's a non-linear relationship and interaction systems where we need to connect the dots. And the real world, it looks more like this. There are so many actors, there are many experiences and many systems that are all interconnected. And we need not only to define the relationship, but also to improve those relationships to make possible a different future, more sustainable and maybe more healthier. I would like to say healthier, sorry. Transdisciplinarity, it's a key point. Sharing competences is not enough. We need to see with different perspectives the problems and the opportunities in time and space. No border, no limits, it's a good claim, but in true, it's not easy to apply the transdisciplinarity. transdisciplinarity. Transdisciplinarity means that we borrow the lens of investigation of other disciplines, and when we understand the problem from a different perspective, we are able then to go through the problems and find a new solution. And definitely the solution has to be a systemic solution, a win-win solution that will be impactful for us, but also for the others. So let's go to see the last one, the skill that we need to improve, which is the emotional intelligence, which is the top of the iceberg, the one that we don't see, in which we have emotion, we have feelings, we have relationship, and also the impact that those has on our life and on our activities. What we can improve our social abilities, impact on our motivation us to achieve more agency. Agency means not only to act, but means to be agent of action, agent of changes. And this is definitely paramount for seeing a collaborative change. And first of all, something that is impactful, not only in the so the design method use all of those competencies and